Hey guys, Mike with Long Range with the Lilies. I was recently approached at work by a coworker who's looking to get into precision rifle competitions. He was asking me what advice I would give him as a new competitor or what things to look out for. This isn't meant to be a video on how to, it's more sharing the life lessons I've learned as I came into this sport and things that I wish somebody had told me. The first one is don't wait. If you're thinking about getting into precision rifle competitions, just get out there and do it. There's a million reasons to kind of put it off. Well, I don't have a badass new gun, or I need to spend a lot of money on a scope. And quite frankly, they're not necessarily true. As long as you have a hunting rifle that you already own with a scope, bring it out, run it. I think what you'll find is you're not going to do as bad as you thought you were. And if nothing else, it'll save you a bunch of money in that you see and talk to other people and see what they're shooting and they're running, and you don't end up making purchases that were mistakes, and you can save money by buying the right things right from the get-go. Number two, the second thing I would recommend is getting quality instruction. There's a lot of great instructors out there. It'll steepen your learning curve. It'll set your foundation right from the beginning, and you won't have to unlearn bad habits. Make sure you vet your instructor, and don't wait to compete until after you get quality instruction. If nothing else, go to a few matches, get out there and shoot, and you can talk to other shooters because they're going to be the best resource as to who they recommend, or more importantly, who they don't recommend as an instructor. And this will save you some heartache and money as well. The third thing I always recommend is if you're not already reloading and you're not already a very proficient reloader, I would shoot factory. The two calibers I recommend, or cartridges I recommend, is 6mm Creedmoor and 6.5 Creedmoor. And the reason I recommend those two is there's a massive amount of factory match ammo manufacturers out there that produce quality rounds. The only thing I would differentiate between the two is if I was looking to just make a competition gun, it would probably be 6 Creed. And if I wanted to make an all-purpose, do-it-all gun, like I wanted to use it for hunting and as well as competing, I would probably lean towards the 6.5 Creedmoor just for those purposes. The next thing I would say is find a mentor. If you have a buddy that shoots, pick their brain. Bug them with questions. Hey man, what about this? What about this? What about this? And make sure that it's somebody that is patient and will take the time and is invested in your success. One of the best things you can do in this game is find somebody who's ran this road before, learned all those expensive lessons before you, and they can pass them on to you and steepen and shorten your learning curve and make you better. And the best kind of mentor is somebody who's equally as invested in your success as their own. It's super great when you help somebody out and you see them succeeding, and finding somebody who feels that way is going to be critical to your success. The next thing I would say is if you do choose to use a custom gunsmith, make sure you're doing your homework. I was recently ROing a match down in Colorado where a shooter was super pissed off and frustrated because he had just spent $3,000 on a custom gun and it shot like crap. The gunsmith that he went to, I'm not going to mention his name on here, has a less than stellar reputation. And it came out. The rifle was just not built to spec. It wasn't quality. That shooter was extremely frustrated, and I know that he spent a lot of money in traveling out there, hotel fees, match fees, all the expenses associated with this sport, which leads me into the next thing, which this sport is pretty expensive. If you're trying to do things on the cheap, you're probably going to end up being disappointed in the long run. Invest in the quality equipment, buy once, cry once. Trust me, I've learned that lesson so many times. The next thing I would say, and something that's really helped me as a shooter, is travel. Get outside your local range. Once you start going to matches, travel to other parts of the country, or at a minimum other parts of your state or different venues. What you'll find is every match director, every region, every area you go to has different things to offer, and they specialize in different things, and it'll make you a more complete and well-rounded shooter if you travel and get outside your comfort zone. You'll be exposed to new things. Yes, you won't do as well as you would on your normal home range, but if you're trying to get better, that's the purpose. It's the journey, not the result, that you really need to focus on. Which brings me to my last point. The minute you start focusing on the fact that the only person you're competing with is yourself, and you stop looking at other competitors as like enemies or dragons you have to slay or beat, and start looking at them as fellow competitors that are on the same journey you are, the more enjoyable your match process will be, the more fun you'll have, the more quality friends you'll make, and in the long run, the better you're going to do because you're reducing stress that you put on yourself. Anyway, those are in kind of no particular order, just things off the top of my head that I would recommend to new shooters. I hope they help you out. If you're just looking into getting into this sport, I hope to see you out on the range. Anyway, guys, don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you out there.